in the raw. RKU's Guyana Free Media. I'm your friend, your brother, your host, Haji Dr. Ocean Can. In the raw. For me, as a Guyanese, and as it should be, for all Guyanese, our president, our vice president, our cabinet, all of us, the business, the working, the ordinary peoples, must be proud of our relationship with the world which recognizes us, the world which respects us, the United Nations, the ACP countries, the European Union, the Caribbean, South American, Spanish-speaking nations, CARICOM, friends and families. Ladies and gentlemen, my divine brothers and sisters in the raw. But I'm proud most of all of our relationship with the United States of America, my other country. Kisses to the United States of America, to the United Kingdom. While I disagree with them for many other things, I love them for many, many, many more things. Both of these great countries. Now, what am I talking about? It's about the United States Southern Command and our relationship, our military relationship, our government to government of the United States relationship, and with the United Kingdom, which recently sent in special gunboats to patrol the CARICOM and Guyana's waters. Friends and family, brothers and sisters, U.S. fighter jets fly over Guyana. Venezuela deems exercise an act of propagation. Really, Venezuela? Look at the flyover. I'm sorry I didn't see it. They flew low. It is to boost our morale, make us feel good, and they obviously are in receipt of messages through their intelligence. The intelligence by human presence in Venezuela and by their satellite and their system of picking up voice discussions. They know something is afoot. And so they moved in time with their huge ships that ferry the planes and the helicopters and so on. So this is a beautiful message. This is the internal page again. And I want to tell them this, my take, to Maduro and the ambassador of Venezuela in Guyana, that I am proud that we have a relationship with the United States of America and the United Kingdom and to become their colonies. If you say we are a colony, Maduro, then I'm proud to be a colony, our country, a colony of the United States. I don't mind. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, friends and families, I am requesting, well, not necessarily what Venezuela and others are saying, that they have a hidden encampment and a hidden area where the United States have a military presence. I'm saying right in Region 8 and very beautifully, and Region 1, etc., that we have a recognized Institute of Military Training where the United States of America can use our jungles to practice their jungle warfare, and where we will partner with them to help us into our jungles, and we will study with them to for modern scientific warfare. Right in Region 1, our country. What Venezuela idiotically has done, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, in their parliament and make an act, and that as if their parliament rules the United Nations. How idiotic of him. I don't know, I feel sorry for the ambassador in Guyana. Obviously she has to do her job. Or he, I think it's a she. So we need this, you know, everything I say come to pass. Everything. I never get my credit from this government. I never get my award from this government. And my recognition from this government of Guyana, this government, the PPPC, whom I defend and protect so much by Indra, and my writing and my pronouncements and my presence. But the fact is, everything I say come to pass. They will establish sooner or later, and I'm suggesting it here long before, then they will think about it, to establish such a military school in Region 1, Region 8, or any other such pertinent places whereby our pilots will learn to drive fighter jets, our pilots will learn to drive heavy tanks, right in those interior areas to create commerce, so to say. This is my take, ladies and gentlemen, to the government of Guyana. I'm your friend, your brother, Indra. At least, give me my credit, government of Guyana. At least give me my credit, Mr. President and VP. And both of you know I've done many things that have changed the course of history of this country. Now, U.S. fighter jets fly over in Guyana. Venezuela deems the exercise an act of provocation. Oh, really? When you were selling your helicopter Maduro in the presence of the government of the APNU into Bartica, stopping at our airport in Bartica, flying over and trying to intimidate us, have your old, worn-out aircraft hanging over our border, when you're practicing near our border, and when you're questioned about provocation, you say, oh, it was just an exercise? No, this is an exercise. Maduro, ambassador also of Venezuela, this is all an exercise. I support, totally support, absolutely support our government's relationship. And don't forget, we have more than our population in Guyana in the United States of America. So yes, call us a colony if you want. We enjoy being a colony of the United States of America. Now let me read. The U.S. Navy aircraft on Thursday made a flyover Guyana's coast, an exercise deemed by Venezuela as an act of provocation and violation of the Argyle Agreement signed between the two countries in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Late last year, the USA FA-18 Super Hornets embarked on the U.S. George Washington conducted the Guyana Defense Force coordinated an approved flyover of Georgetown and its surrounding areas. The flyover commenced at 2 p.m. with collaboration of the approval from the government of Guyana, the U.S. Embassy said in a press release. Members of the public were advised that the exercise was built upon routine security cooperation and bilateral defense partnership between the U.S. and Guyana as part of the worldwide defense mission. U.S. Navy vessels routinely transit international waters all over the world, conducting similar exercises and exchange with partners and allies, the release said. I am happy that we are a partner, we are an ally, and yes, Maduro, you can even say a colony. It means nothing to us. If you think that will hurt our pride, we feel happy about that. Meanwhile, the flyover came on the heels of a visit by the U.S. Marine Corps Major Gen Julie Nethercott, U.S. Southern Command Strategy, Policy and Plans Director of Guyana between May 6 and 8. The Strategy Policy Directorate of the U.S. Southern Command oversees strategic planning, policy development, and security coordination for Latin America and the Caribbean. The Directorate directly supports U.S. Southern Command's goals and objectives in deterring aggression, defeating threats, rapidly responding to crises, and working with allies and partner nations to strengthen the region's capacity to ensure a secure, free, and prosperous Western Hemisphere. Major Gen Nethercott's visit to Guyana underscores the continued importance and unwavering commitment the United States places on the U.S.-Guyana bilateral defense and security partnerships. During her visit, Major General Nethercott met with Brigadier Omar Khan, Guyana Defense Force Chief of Staff, to discuss ongoing security cooperation and security assistance initiatives to advance technology platforms. Her visit, the second trip to Guyana, and signifies the U.S. commitment to partnering with the GDF as it continues to increase its capabilities and expands its force. The embassy stated the United States continues to work closely with its partners around the world to strengthen alliances and partnerships by improving interoperational capacities, deepening information sharing and planning, and conducting complex joint and combined exercises, the release added. Meanwhile, the exercise was not well received by neighboring Venezuela. The country's Foreign Affairs Minister Van Gil said it was further proof of provocations to Venezuela by the U.S. Southern Command and a breach of the December 14, 2023 Argyle Agreement between the two countries. It had nothing to do with Venezuela. It had everything to do with our independence and our partnership and our security. Poor Gil. Gil continued, the desires of ExxonMobil, an American oil company operating in Guyana, have no limits. They intend to destabilize the region and threaten the peace zone agreed by the SAC countries, while the government of Guyana violates its international commitments between the Argyle Agreement of 2023. The Argyle Agreement was signed after Venezuela made aggressive moves to unlawfully claim Guyana's Essequibo as its own. The Essequibo controversy between the two countries is presently before the International Court of Justice. Instead of waiting on the court's ruling or obeying the orders to maintain peace in the region, Venezuela President Maduro had deployed troops to his borders with Guyana and launched a campaign to illegally annex the Guyana Essequibo. Despite concerns that his move was a direct threat to peace in the region, Maduro continued his aggression by saying that his military exercise was targeting illegal mining in Venezuelan territories. I'll explain something like that to you. Their soldiers are even afraid of the illegal miners and the Sandinistas or the Sandinistas, whatever criminal elements they have operating, even threatening the government of Maduro. Not long after he moved to unlawfully declare Essequibo as a state of Venezuela, it sparked Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines organizing a peace talk between Maduro and Guyana's President Mohamed Irfanali. The talks were held at Argyle International Airport on the island and resulted in the December 14, 2023 Argyle Declaration signed. Anyhow, I don't need to go much with that, friends and families, ladies and gentlemen, of that declaration. The most important thing is that we have friends, Venezuela. We have powerful friends. And we have the friendship of the United Nations because we are people of the law. The ACP countries, the European Union, including Spain, Maduro, not even one country supports you in your mental state that you seem to be having problem with and dreaming and salivating to steal our Guyana. Main, most important county, the county of Essequibo. Your friend, your brother, me, Haji, Dr. Roshan Khan, Inda, Ra. Say thank you. Farewell.